morning, friends. How are you today? My name is Rainy, and welcome back to my channel for another reading vlog. I am officially, hopefully, back in the swing of reading more. So I am trying to be good about doing vlogs for at least the month of June. We'll see how it goes generally, but I would like to try to do a weekly reading vlog because I know that my channel has kind of turned into a floss tube channel with all my crafts and stuff, which is great. I'm not going to pigeonhole it to just reading because I do have other interests besides reading, but I was feeling like I was neglecting my original reader friends. So not that crafters aren't readers, because I have found through starting to watch FlossTube that many of them do reading updates, usually at the end of their podcasts. So that's really a great like tie-in community for me to get involved in. But yeah, I just wanted to do another vlog. I thought the last one was fun to do, so we're going to continue that. So this is actually Tuesday, the 14th of June. I was going to start this yesterday, but I just got super busy and just wasn't able to pull out my camera to update you. So we're just gonna start it here. What have I been reading since the last time I talked to you? Well, I started Death by Rocky Road by London Lovett. This is the advanced reader's copy of her second book in the Frostfall Island series, and this will be coming out, I believe she said, on the 20th. So if I get this out when I think I'm going to get it out, which is hopefully Friday night, you will have the weekend to order yourself a copy, pre-order yourself a copy. But I don't know how that all works, so maybe not, but anyway, this series follows Anna St. James. She is a widowed proprietor of a boarding house on Frostfall Island. She had been married to a fisherman who disappeared, I think a couple of years before, at least a year before the book, the series began. So we start off with, I think in the first book too, we start off with a flashback to their life as a married couple and kind of the weeks leading up to his disappearance. So that is really an interesting start to what appears to be a theme throughout this series. So hopefully that's going to be like the overarching, or like the background mystery, I think, throughout the series, is what really happened to her husband. But anyway, I don't think that's really spoilery, because that kind of is just like a background mystery, which the Port Danby series, that is my favorite London Lovett series, also has a background mystery, like a historical mystery to it, that pervades through most of the series. So yeah, I think that's a really interesting device that London uses. So I haven't gotten to the murder, the like main murder of this book yet. So, but it actually involves a romance reading convention. I think that'll be really fun to read about. So I'm really enjoying this so far. So then the other book that I actually started yesterday, because I realized that I am having a book club meeting about it next Monday, Sunday or Monday, depending on if I can actually get it read in a week, with Kate Howell's Patreon Victorian Book Club that I am part of. And I kind of forgot that it was coming up so fast, and this is a thing that happens to me. I should know when these book clubs are that I participate in, and it always catches me off guard, and I'm like, oh gosh, I have to read a 600-page book in a week, and there's no audio. So that's kind of what happened here. So the novel I am referring to is actually called The Canadian Heroine, and I believe the author is Henry Kogel, Cogill, I think is maybe how you pronounce his last name. I'll put it up on the screen here. I have an ebook copy from Scribd, but I looked everywhere that I could look, and there are no audiobooks. So it is 600 pages, and I am reading it on my phone. So will I get this done in a week? Probably not. But I'm going to try to read enough of it that I can participate in the Zoom meeting. I don't really mind if I get spoiled for Victorian era novels. I mean, there comes to a point where I can pretty much figure out where the book's going usually. But I mean, they're all different. So of course things are going to go differently, but I've only read the first chapter of this so far. And oh, and I will say this is Victorian era, but I don't think it can be classified as an actual Victorian novel because of it being set in Canada and being written by a Canadian author. Victorian novels are specifically from the countries of England, obviously, Ireland, and Wales. And I think perhaps Scotland. I don't know. Maybe not Scotland. I can't remember actually. But definitely those three countries, basically in the UK. So, yeah, so Canada isn't in that, that overarching branch, but this book was written during Victorian times, so it counts for our book club. And one of our Canadian members, Chelsea, who is Voyage of a Time Wanderer on BookTube, I believe she is the one who suggested this book for this month. And I've had 2 months to read this book. Why I'm just now picking it up a week before the meeting? Goodness only knows. But the first chapter involves a single mother and her 17-year-old daughter, Lucia. And the mother is single. We don't know why yet. We don't know if her husband died, if she was never married, if, it was kind of a love 'em and leave 'em kind of a situation. I'm getting that vibe from her. But like, she seems to be in good standing in the community. So I'm intrigued as to how that is happening, because like in a actual Victorian novel, she would be an outcast for having an extra, or like an out-of-wedlock child, but this community seems to accept them. So, but Lucia seems very childlike for 17, which is kind of a theme in Victorian literature, that the, angelic child that possibly might go astray, who knows. But she has been invited to a picnic, and at first the mother doesn't want her to go because it kind of comes out that she is just a recluse and is afraid for her daughter to go out in society. But then she is convinced by the mother of the hostess of the party to allow her to go. But then whenever she tells her, yes, you can go, suddenly Lucia doesn't want to go, because apparently some people were making comments about her, but like they weren't bad comments, but she was embarrassed by the comments. I didn't really understand that part. But then a man named Maurice comes into the picture, who is like a family friend, and he is in love with Lucia. And he convinces her, at this point in time anyway, to go to the picnic. So that's where we are at this point in time. So I think it will be really interesting. I am intrigued enough to continue picking it up. But as of yesterday, when I calculated out how many pages I needed to read as of yesterday through the week to get there by the Monday meeting, I will have to have read 72 pages of said book. Did I read 72 pages yesterday? No, I did not. So we're going to have to attempt to pick up the pace a little bit. But I am off this Friday. Very exciting. So I might have some more reading time this weekend. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and eat my breakfast and finish my coffee and get to work. It is a very rainy day today. Be a lovely day for reading on this rainy day. See what I did there? But I have to go to work, so sad. But yeah, I will talk to you soon. I've been rambling for 11 minutes at this point, so I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello friends, I have been an absolutely horrible vlogger this week. It has been just kind of a crazy week, and I just took some like teeny tiny little montage clips of things that I did over the week, but I never really updated you on what I was reading. And so now it is Monday the 21st, and I have finished one book all week, and I haven't updated you about finishing that book for 2 days. So let me tell you about it. I finished Death by Rocky Road by London Lovett. This is the second book in the Frostfall Island mystery series. It's a cozy mystery series. And this actually came out on, well, yesterday. And my original plan was to film this clip and get everything all edited and uploaded so that at least it would be out on release date, and I just didn't. So, oh man, I was thinking that I might extend this vlog into like a next week, you know, like a 2-week vlog. I might still do that, so, but you might be just seeing this on a Tuesday, and that's the way it's gonna go. But anyway, Death by Rocky Road. It is, like I said, the second in the Frostfall Island mystery series, and I was given an ARC copy by London Lovett. And this series follows Anna St. James. She is a boarding house, I almost said boarding school, a boarding house owner on this little island in the Atlantic. And it's just a quirky cast of characters. In this one, we follow Anna and 2 of her boarding house tenants and friends. Actually, one is her sister, and they all go to a romance book convention in the town that they live in, and it's a really big deal. There are a lot of famous romance authors there, and one of them ends up dead. So that's exciting. I actually didn't read the back of the book prior to reading it, so, I mean, it's fairly obvious who is going to die early on in the book, so I'm not giving you spoilers, and it is on the back of the book that one of the authors dies. And, of course, there is a kind of bumbling detective from the mainland who, like, just doesn't do his job, so Anna has become kind of the unofficial investigator on the island, because he just doesn't do what he's supposed to do, and he just rules it an accident, and Anna knows that that's not true. So it was really fun. It's really climbing up there. Port Danby, I think, just because I am, you know, so invested in those characters at this point, is still my favorite. But this one might be second in the lineup at this point. I still have yet to even start London Lovett's Starfire mystery series, and I have a feeling that I am going to really enjoy that series because it's set in the 1920s. Which I do love a historical. So I really need to start that, but I've just been trying to stay caught up in the Port Danby series, and that is proving for me more difficult than I expected, because she churns them out pretty quick. So, but anyway, I really enjoyed the second installment. I think you should start the series. There's only 2 books out at this point, so you can get caught up pretty quick. So, and it's just a really nice series so far. And yeah, there's some little, there's like an underlying mystery to it, which also happens in her Port Danby series. And there's a little romance involved that doesn't even involve the romance readers convention. So that's fun if you like that in your books. So, but anyway, so that is actually the only thing that I finished this week. I was reading The Canadian Heroine by Henry Kogel, I think is how you would pronounce the last name. But I was actually sort of intrigued by it and enjoying it. I probably was not even 4 chapters in, but I was reading this for Kate Howell's Patreon, and I started seeing all these comments from fellow patrons that they were DNFing it. They didn't like the characters. They thought it was like, there was a lot of racist elements to it. And I just, like, being that it was a 600-page book, and I was basically seeing everybody say they did not like it. Some people finished it because they were just like, I gotta know what happens. I'm, 2 volumes in at this point. I gotta know the answers. But I thought, I haven't really gotten far enough into this book yet. I know I'm not going to get it read by the meeting, because that was, actually it was last night, but at that point I had DNF'd it. Yes, I just thought, you know what, you don't need to push yourself to try to read something that you're probably in the end going to be disappointed that you wasted time on. So I'm DNFing it for now. I may still pick it up and just see, like, if I'm getting the same vibe from as the rest of them later. But there are other things I want to read at this point. So what are my plans for this week? I think I am going to start listening to Midnight at Blackbird Cafe by, is it Jessica Weber? You'll see the book cover up here. I don't know what this is about at all, actually. I think it might have a little bit of magical realism in it, but I'm not sure about that, so I don't know. But I'm reading this for Krista from Books and Jams, her Patreon. I have been trying to be a better patron of her Patreon this year, but so far I haven't done super well. I think I've been to maybe 2 meetings. But this one looked intriguing, and I could find it on audiobook, which is helpful. So I think I'm going to take that to work today and get that started, because that meeting is, I believe, the 26th. So I don't have a lot of time, but audiobooks should help. So that's the only one that I'm going to focus on at this point. We'll see if I feel like picking up a print book, but you'll just have to stay tuned for vlog number 2 for that. So, all right, friends, I'm going to cut it off here. I'm going to get this edited and posted, and then I will see you at the end of the month for my final vlog of the month. I mean, I'm 2 vlogs in. They aren't great, but I'm 2 vlogs in, so we'll see if I can keep this semi-momentum going. But anyway, I'll talk to you in my next vlog. Bye!